that I stay dreaming, dreaming. So I throw these coins in the lily pond, yeah. Throw 'em in the lily pond, yeah. Throw these coins in the lily pond, throw 'em in the lily pond, yeah. Throw 'em in the lily pond, yeah.
All right, guys, good evening. Welcome to this episode of Midnight Pips, where we're going to do a follow-up on futures. So I did a video, a futures playbook, a couple months ago when I first started futures, to give you guys an idea of what I was doing, what was going on, and what was futures was all about. So tonight I'm going to give a little bit of follow-up, talk about how I've been able to pass some prop firm challenges with the strategies I'm using, share the information about those prop firms with you guys, what I like about them, the differences between the two that I'm using. And again, just give you guys some more information about, futures. So let me know if you guys have any questions. As always, let's go ahead and get this thing started.
So I throw these coins in the lily pond, yeah. Throw 'em in the lily pond, yeah. Throw these coins in the lily pond, throw 'em in the lily pond, yeah. Throw 'em in the lily.
All right, guys, as always, my risk disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. All content from this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Trading Forex, futures, and options involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change without notice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Only trade with money you're willing to risk losing. Please consult your personal financial advisor if you have any questions before investing or beginning to trade. All right, guys. So welcome again. As I mentioned tonight, we're going to go back over futures and what I've been doing, what I've been working on, and the two prop firms that I've been using, how they work, and some of the successes and losses that I've been having. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will start to share my screen. All right, so this screen should look very familiar to everybody here. This is TradingView, right? So TradingView is the portal, the tool, the website that I use for the charts. Now, futures are a little bit different than Forex, right? They have different names for what you're trading, but you're all familiar with them. So as you can see on my screen now, this is what I trade 100% of the time, 99% of the time. I do trade some of the others if I get some good signals, but 99% of the time I trade the NASDAQ. Okay. So the NASDAQ 100 is what I trade. You can also trade gold. You can trade US 30. You can trade crypto. You can trade pretty much any commodity on the futures platforms that they have. But again, I trade NASDAQ. Now, the symbol for NASDAQ, you can see over here to my right up here, NQ1. NQ is the symbol for NASDAQ. You can come down here, ES. ES is a symbol for S&P 500, right? MNQ, these are micro transactions. These are a little same as the NASDAQ, but same as the NASDAQ. Hey, Dion. Same as the NASDAQ, the NQ1, but these are priced a little bit different. So when you're trading futures, the price is per tick, kind of like your lot size is in Forex. So when you're trading Forex, you go one point, right? 1 pip. These are tick marks in futures. So a little bit different, but there's gold, right? So this gold just went straight up, just had a really good hit on gold the last couple minutes. And then YM is the Dow Jones, the mini Dow Jones. But again, I primarily trade again here on NASDAQ. Now I have my chart set up. I know everybody likes it easy. So I've found a couple different indicators that I use that are color based and trend based, right? So they give you a kind of a heads up when a move is about to happen, which is using my old DeLorean strategy, right? The Eclipse strategy that I teach. And so those of you that are familiar with that, you guys know when a shift happens, it's the yellow line crossing the red line. So if the yellow line crosses down over the red, it gives me a red arrow showing down, right? A red mark coming down. If the yellow line crosses up above the red line, it gives me a green mark. So that's what these marks are here. And that is based on my DeLorean strategy. I also keep the 3 lines, the red, the yellow, and the aqua, because the aqua is the 50. right? So that acts as a magnet, and you can always get good movement and direction of the market using that 50. So that's the first indicator that I use. The second one is you can see this big red line behind here. This is a Hull, what's called a Hull sweep. And when it's moving up, it turns green. When it's moving down, it turns red. So again, I like my colors. So if it's red and red, hey, you know it's going down. Plus all the candles will be red, right? And when all the candles are green and this is green and going up, everything's green and lovely. Then I've got two down here. I've got a QQE mod, and then I've got this trend indicator down here. So again, when it's moving up, it gives you this green dot that says, hey, there's a reversal. Things are going up on the top line, and then the bottom lines below will be green. Up here, you get some volume indicators that also show green when price is moving up. So again, you get that first indicator, which is your shift happening. You may get a buy signal based off of one of the other indicators that I have, or sell signal. You get them both together, plus green, plus green, plus green. Everything's going up. You get in, right? The more points that you have, if you can get a 5-point trade, go in, get your money, right? If you get a 2 or 3 point, it may not be as predictable or as steady. But again, you can hit some of these. You get green, you get a shift, you look down, you wait for a green, all your greens to line up. As soon as it's in, you get in, and then you take your trade. Same thing with the sell. You wait for your shift, you get sells, you get red, you get red, you get red, you take your sells. So that's the way that I use. We've just got a buy indicator here this minute here. So I'm not going to jump in right away, but everything is lining up. I got a shift, I got a buy signal, we got a big strong candle moving up. I'd like to see this candle close at 19 seconds above that 50, because that 50 is going to act as a support line or a resistance line, right? You do have volume heading up, and then I've got some green indicators down here under this trend indicator. So looking good right now. We'd like to see that coming up, and it's moving in the next couple of seconds. If we can break and stay above that 50, then it's pretty good. But again, this is TradingView. This is the charts that I look at before I make my trades, because I want to make sure that, again, I have my confirmation. I've got the confluence between my indicators and what I'm looking at, and I've got green, green, green for go. It's breaking that 50. I like that. So this looks to me like it's going to continue to go up. I'd like to see this break. There we go, and stay above that 50. This full candle, not just the wick, but the full candle close above that blue, that aqua line. And it looks like it may. We've got 24 seconds, so we'll see. It may come back down. But the next step are your fund, or your brokers, right? Or your accounts that you're going to use. Now I have two that I use. The first one is Apex. Okay, and I send a link. It's atf.com. We'll get you to Apex. I send a link. If you use that link, I do get commission for you guys using it, but you get 80% off and $35 resets. Okay, so 85% off a $50,000 account is about $35 to start your account for a $50,000 account. That's pretty good. And they have all different sizes. You can go down and you can see all the different sizes of the accounts that they have. Okay, you're going to want to select the Tradovate plan. This is the plan that I have. They're full accounts, and Tradovate is the platform that this broker uses to help you take the trades. And we'll get into that in just a second. But the different accounts, 25, 50, 75, $100,000, these are all the capital that you get. There are some rules that apply, and they're all down here below. I would recommend the $50,000 account. I think it's the best bang for your buck. Contracts are 10, which is 100 micros. A contract is like your lot size. Okay, so you can have up to a 10 account. Each lot on here is about $5. So each contract. So when it goes per tick. So when it goes up a quarter of a tick, it's $5. If it goes up 4 full ticks, that's 1 full point. That's $20. Okay, so you got to keep that in your mind when you're trading, because if you go 3, now you're doing $15 per. Okay, and that's it gets pretty pricey really fast. But again, it's using your risk management and watching the contract size. I usually don't go above 3 contracts. So I'm doing about $15 per trade. The profit goal on a $50,000 account is $3,000. So you need to get $3,000, earn $3,000 before you become funded. And your trailing threshold is 2,500. So if the trailing threshold is like the minimum that you can have or the minimum loss you can have before that account closes on you, before they cancel you and be like, hey, you can't trade, you're just losing money, and they'll close it on you, and then you got to start over. Okay. So again, $50,000 accounts is about $35. You use up to 3 contracts. $3,000 is your goal. $25 trailing threshold. So as you go up and you get, it starts off at 47.5. If you go up 2,000, it's your threshold's now going to be 49.5, right? So it doesn't stay at 47.5 and keep building this big gap. It's always $2,500. So if you get a bad day and it drops on you and you think you're going to stay in, which has happened to me, I will be honest, you can lose that $2,500 pretty quickly there. Okay, so we'll get into Tradeovate after and how that works. But the other company that I use is TopStep. Now, TopStep again is pretty similar. It's about the same, but when you get into, they have their own platform, and I would recommend using this. So when you first sign up for TopStep, and theirs is about $49, I believe, for a $50,000 account. You can get in, and I would recommend using the TopStep X, which is their platform, because this is what it looks like. You can also do Tradeovate on there, and there are some others, I believe, but I like this one. So your accounts are up here in the corner, and you can go and you can drop down to whichever ones there are. Okay, so this one's a $50,000 account here. You can see the market, and the market is just the same as the NASDAQ. Okay, just the same as your trading view is. So you can see it's going up, it's going down. Now my contracts are over here. How many active positions you want to take? 1, 3, 5, 10, all 10. It won't allow you to do more than 10. Again, that was your max contract size. But you can do 1. And then when you're ready to buy, you just click buy, or you're ready to sell, you click sell. Now, unlike futures, there's no drawdown. So as soon as I go in, and we're going to take a look at where this is. I don't like that. Let me go back up. See, so I place the buy. We're going to watch this tick. Now, it starts off here even. There's not a lot of volume, so things aren't moving. When you're doing this at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, things are moving pretty quick, and you get a lot of volume going. But you can see it goes up $15, $10. Now, when you're happy with the price that it goes up, right, and negative, so it's red, minus $5. So it goes up. You're going to click this button that says flatten all, and that's going to cancel out all your trades that you have, all the positions that you have, because you can have multiple positions. The one thing on here that you can also do is you can push on this and drag it down, and look, I can set my stop loss. So I can set my stop loss to minus $55 and let it ride, and the most I'll lose is $55. That's how easy. That's why I really like this platform, is because of the stop loss function. So you can do that. You can watch this and wait for the candle to go up, to go down. Looks like it wants to take a dip. Ooh, big boom. See, so it just went down. It hit my stop loss. I lost $55 on that trade. But again, it kind of shows you everything, right? And so again, no immediate drawdown. It's going to start you flat level when you click that buy or sell button. And then as long as you know the direction of your trade, which direction it's going. I mean, we're getting some buys, but it just had a big drop there. Small stop loss for me. And you can see all my green is still trending up. Everything's still trending up. We're above the 50. This should kick back up. Have this big drawback right here, that candle there. But it looks like it's going to come back up. So this one is TopStep. Again, TopStep is the second broker that I use, about $49. I don't get the discount on this one yet, but pretty easy to use, fairly simple. Okay. Now, the other one, once you get into Apex, you're going to select, again, the Tradeovate plan. And Tradeovate, it's going to give you an account number to use to log into tradeovate.com. So you go to tradeovate.com, which is the platform. And then in here, there's a couple different things to set up. I mean, you're going to set up your which pair you want to trade, or which type of commodity you want to trade. Again, NQ is the commodity for NASDAQ, so that's what I trade. I do have gold and SP 500 and US 30 on here, but again, I primarily trade NASDAQ. So same thing, you can take a look at this and it's going to line up with your trading view, so you can see the charts on here are the same thing up here. You're going to change up here, make sure that you have your account number. up here, and then you can have if you have multiple accounts, I'll show you that next, which is the cool thing about Apex. Top Step, I haven't figured out how to do it. I think you need a separate program to do it, but you can have multiple accounts trading at the same time. So if you come in up here and you do your group accounts, and I would say I want to manage my group, and I'm going to start a new group, and I'm going to call this my 50s, and I've got 3 of them, so I'm going to do 50-3. Okay, so I'm going to call that a new one, and I know my account numbers. These are all the accounts I want to trade in that group. I'm going to save that. Click OK. I'm going to come back up top, and now I'm going to click on this account here, the 50s-3 that I just did. And then I want to make sure that my account number up at the top, I want to make sure my account number at the top is one of those numbers that I put in there. So 876, 86, 85, a big drop down. Whoa. You could just get some news or something weird. Whoa. Wow. That's a liquidity grab right there. It's going to grab all this, and it's probably going to go back up. So on here, when you're trading, you can see those accounts, those are at $50,000. So right over here to the right, they're at $50,000. We're going to trade those in one lot size, but because I have 3, I have to put 3 lots, 3 contracts, 1 for each. If I wanted to do 2, I'd have to put a 6 here. If I wanted to do 3, I would put a 9, so on. So we're just going to do 1 contract in here. We know this thing's going to go back up a little bit. It took a big drop, and something happened there. But when you're trading, you would go and you'd put your buy in. It's going to tell you it's order filled, and then down here at the bottom, you can see where your P&L is. So it dropped down really quick though. I feel that comes back up. Now the one thing on here though, when you're doing multiple accounts, it does not have a stop loss like Top Step did. So you really have to watch this and monitor it and know what your limit is. So, I'm at $100 here, and that's $100 on each account. So here's 1 account, 2 account, 3 accounts, and they're all trading at the same time. So that's why it has these numbers down here, all 3 of them showing. So once this goes up, then back at the top, it shows you your equity, your total equity, right? I'm at -30, -45. We'll see if we can keep this going back up. I know it's going to pull back up a little bit. This was a huge bar here, left a value gap in here. So I think this is going to come back up and touch at least this line again, get me back to even. But that's really why I like Apex. Let's drop it. Go back up. We don't like that staying down there. And when you're ready to get out, if you don't like it, then you're just going to exit here and exit. So just gonna watch this real quick and see if we can get that bounce back up. But it's gonna keep on going down. Okay. So I'm in this trade again. It's down right now on each of those accounts. My hand's on the cancel button, knowing what my loss is, right? I'll probably let it go down. If it goes down to 200, I'll jump out and see, because I think it should come back up and at least touch this line again to hit this fair value gap that we've got up here. So when I'm on here, this is what I'm talking about, my fair value gap, this box right here. Nope, it's going to drop.
Order filled.
So I jumped out. So you can see up here, down $290 that it dropped. Okay, so I've got to make that back up, but it did that on all 3 accounts. So when I go to my 86, it's the same. When I go to my 85, it's the same. And when I go to my 84, that's the other one that I've been working on, I'm up. So this is popping back up now. But again, those are your trade setups on the different brokers, the different 2 accounts that I like to use. Again, Top Step. And then Top Step, when you lose, again, it tells you your balance here, and it tells you your minimum loss. So you can go all the way down to, 49,000. I can go down to 49,069 before it closes this account. Right now I'm at 51,000. When I get to 53, then I'll be funded with this account. Same with Apex. When this gets to 53, I'm at 52 now. When it gets to 53, I'll be funded with that account. So again, you're just following your trade setups, watching your setups, right? Waiting for your trades to come through. You take your trades and then you get it. So probably should have stayed with that red after it came up, but I'm waiting for it to come back and hit this fair value gap, which I think it will. It's going to start going back up. But red, right? I got my cross. I got a sell, took this big sell. So the next candle came up just a little bit. Would have been a good time for an entry point there on that sell, because I got the red candle for volume down here, and I've got all the way red here. So red means sell. So it's a good trend to watch. You know what? And you can stay in. You can look for other points as this comes back up, as long as it doesn't break original structure, right? Which would be inside this fair value gap somewhere. Then you're still good to continue on with new selling points. Okay. All right. So any questions on how to trade? Again, we've been going over trading, here on this channel anyway, Midnight Pips for last year or so, and then, just in person talking about different strategies and things. So once you know market direction and when it's going, and you can stay in that trend, or you get an indicator set up that tells you, hey, it's time to get in. If you can follow that, then you can follow and make some decent money on these trades. We're gonna watch, let's see if these go back up. Any questions? I am recording this, so I will put it out there after I get it recorded, but on YouTube for you guys, just to follow up so you guys can see and go back over again. But I know some of you were interested in how it was going. But really, this is how I've done in the last 2 months after I've talked. I've been able to pass 5 funded accounts, one with Top Step, 4 with Apex. I'm working on another with Apex, and 2 more, 4 with Apex, and another 2 with Top Step to get funded. So again, each of those are $50,000 accounts. Gives you about $2,500 in leverage to go ahead and trade with. And then once you are able to build that threshold over a certain amount, then you can start pulling. Now, when you start pulling, both of these accounts have minimum days on them. You have to trade 5 days with Apex in a row, and 5 to 7 days with Top Step. So I think with Top Step, it's $200 you have to average per day. And then once you do that, and you've done that for 7 days, then you can pull out. So they want to make sure that, again, you're making money, that you're consistent before they give you the payout. Same thing with Apex. Apex is 5 days. 5 days of trading. They just want to show that you're in there consistently each day trading. I don't think they have a threshold on what you need to make each day, but again, they just want to show that you're consistent, that you're not just going in and being lucky and landing a big candle like this and then getting funded and going in there and losing all your money. So again, watching your trends, watching your candles. One of the big things that has helped me is knowing your candlestick patterns. So if you're familiar with candlesticks and knowing, hey, here's a doji at the bottom of a trend, right? We know that's a possible turn, right? And we can see it's starting to go back up. Now we don't have our indicators, anything lining up yet, but we do see that start to turn. Now it could be the start of a right, just your lower leg as this comes down, comes up, starts coming back down. I don't think it's going to do that until it hits this line, though. Usually when you have a big drop like that, and here it comes, you're going to want to see that's going to come back, and it's going to want to retest this zone, right? It's going to want to close that out. It created what we call a fair value gap here because this candle is so large. The candle before it and the candle after it, the wicks, they don't connect in the middle. You can see every other candle, right? There's another little one right here. Those are called fair value gaps, and those are areas of opportunity, or areas to look at, right? And this just disrespected this one, so this one I wouldn't count because the candles broke through it and they're going above it. So they've closed that already, right? But this one is still open. There's still money and orders inside this box here, and this wants to come back up, close those out before it goes in the right direction, or the direction that the institutions want it to go. So this is going to come back up here, come back up, retest this, box and then probably start back down again. So again, that's what we see time and time again. Come up, retest, and then it's going to break. If it doesn't, that's called respecting the fair value gap. If it doesn't, the other thing to look for is a disrespect, which would be coming back through, breaking and closing above, retesting, and then going up. Not sure if that's going to happen yet, but again, that's why that area is really important to kind of watch to see what happens. And again, if not, then you'll get the indicators that kind of show you the trend based on where the candles are going anyway. So, okay. Oops. You want to do that? All right. So let's see. Any questions? Again, you guys have any questions on futures, on trading? Oh, the other thing, one more thing. If you're on Tradovate with Apex and you are in TradingView, you can connect. Actually, I think you have to because it gives you the correct time. But if you come down here at the bottom, you can click on there's one it's because I'm already in, but you can connect your Tradovate. So it has the account in here, Tradovate. You can see at the bottom it's connected as a sort of green, right? You can trade right here on TradingView, and it's the same as using your Tradovate. Now, I don't like it because it's a different platform and it takes a couple extra seconds. So if you don't get out right when you want to in TradingView, you may end up losing, right, or you may end up not getting the correct amount of ticks that you thought you were versus using the actual platform. But you can. So I've got this red and blue up here in the upper left hand corner for buys and sells. So it's at a stuck point right now. I don't know if it's going to go up anymore. No, it just took a little drop. But you can make that trade buy, right? See? And then this little X over here to the side is when you want to close that position. So as it goes up, you can see the ticks, but see it went up and then it didn't change right away. So it's a couple seconds behind where it's at. I'm going to close that position. Okay, but you can trade directly off of TradingView or go back into the Tradovate platform here and then do your trades. Okay, so again, different ways to do it. So Apex is the one I would recommend again getting for a Tradovate. I think $50,000 is the best bet for your money. I mean, you can go to $100,000, but your trailing threshold on here is $3,000, right? Which is only $500 more than a $50,000 account, but your profit goes twice as much. You have to get $6,000 before that's funded. So with the same amount of trailing threshold, why would I try to get double the amount of profit before I get funded? So again, I think a $50,000 account is the best bang for your buck to get it. Yeah, you can have more contracts in here, but again, you only want to trade 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 at the most contracts at a time anyway. So again, I think the $50,000, it says $167 a month. It's not, it's $30 a month. And then after, if you it'll just charge you the $35 if you don't pass, and it'll reset your account. Or if you ask it to reset, you get a free reset each month. So if you're doing really poorly and maybe you're down, $2,000 and you want to reset it back to zero, the next month you can do that for free. They're going to charge you the $35, but it'll reset it for you back to zero, so you don't have to work your way all the way down from negative all the way back up to try to redo that. If you think you're failing, or if you fail during that month, then you can go ahead and purchase the buyback in and start over. And again, it still costs you that same $35. So for $50,000 of leverage to use to trade and try to get funded, again, $35 is not bad. And that's right now at the 80% discount. If you wait, and I think it's open for another week, after that it goes back up, and then it's could be this 167. They usually have sales throughout the the year. 80 is pretty good. I think once a year they do a 90% sale. They had that in June or early July. So it's like $25 or something, which was pretty good. And a lot of the times they'll have around 70, so it's like $45 or something like that to get in. But Apex is not bad. And then Top Step, again, same thing, $50,000 account. I think it's $49 for a $50,000 account with TopX. But again, it's still a good deal, and I really like this platform on Top Step when I'm trading futures. It tells you where you're at for the day, what your loss is, what your total is currently, what your P&L is doing when you have a trade open. So you can see everything, and then all the colors are good to see, right where you're at. So, yeah. Oops. I want to go back to there. So again, best time to trade are same as Forex, right? When there's volume in the market. I get up every morning, 6:30. I come in, I watch. I usually don't start trading until maybe the first 15 minutes. So 6:45ish is when I start looking for trends because I want to find that daily range, that first 15-minute range. Because that gives you an idea if the market's going to start moving up or down. The first 15 minutes, everything's going crazy, and you get these big long wicks and candles and everything, and it's like, oh, just stay out of that mess. But you wait 15 minutes, even half hour. A lot of people start trading at that 7 o'clock time, which gives you a new strong candle, start of the new hour, and gives you some trends to follow. Because again, we're trend trading, right? We're watching for trends. All the indicators are looking for trends. You want to see which direction the market's going to go for the day. You want to wait for the news and see anything that's going to happen with your news, right? So it'll tell you what's happening with the news. Here on TradingView, you can go to forexfactory.com and look for news there. And then again, stay away from trading your news probably 15 minutes at least before and after that news. Just kind of sit on your hands and wait for the moves to happen and then get back into a trend, right? A trend type setting. So we're looking now, we just got volume going back down. I just got a new red dot, which shows me that things are starting to go down. So right now I'm in I'm in 3-point trade mode. We already had our shift. I haven't had a green shift up. So we're still working off that. I've got a red ribbon behind it. We've got red candles. I've got red volume going down now. My red dot went away though. That's because I had this up candle on here. If this goes back down, below that, we'll get our red dot, which again is going to put us heading in towards a red trend. So I don't like it yet. It's not full red, but that's what I'm looking for if we're going to look for sells. For buys, you won't see a buy until it breaks this level, right? Because we've got a high here. So this would have to come back up, break that high, and start heading back up. There we've got our red dot. We'll have to see that closes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Got our red dot, so we're looking at sells. Okay, so this is going to continue to sell and move direction down according to the indicators. Okay. All right. Any questions, guys? I know it's been about half hour. I didn't know if this was going to last longer, if you guys would have questions, but I just wanted to give you guys an update, show you what we've got going on with futures, how it works. And again, just give you the ups and downs and why I like it a little bit better than Forex. Now, again, trading is trading, and it's the same. You've got to be able to recognize the candles. You've got to recognize the trends, whatever indicators you use. My indicators work, the free ones that I've given you guys. If you don't have access, reach out to me. I'll give them to you. But right, you can still use, and I've got my Eclipse Edge. That's my DeLorean strategy that I use. I've got these others that are in here, and some I have closed right now that I don't use. But I can give you what these all indicators are to give you the red and the green, your ups and downs. Midnight pips works if you want to use the Heikin Ashi candles and you guys want to use that also works with Heikin Ashi. So again, it works. Okay, but you got to know how to read direction first and then watch your candles and your candlestick movements, just like anything else. But if you can do that, again, I think using other people's money to get into your Forex or get into making money for yourself is better than the Forex, because for this, it's $35. right? If you've done Forex before, how many of you guys have put in $100, $500, $1,000 into an offshore broker, right? Maybe you get your money back, maybe you don't. Maybe they pay you out, maybe they don't. They're all regulated. That's the other thing about futures. Futures is US regulated. So I'm getting an alert here for a sell that may pop up, and that'll give me another indicator that'll pop up that is on here. But right. Yeah. So it's all regulated. So again, $35 to get in and to get an opportunity to make $3,000 an account and then get funded and have them start paying you is a lot better than you putting in $100, $100, $100, $500, $1,000, right? And it's not as bad if maybe you have a bad day and you have to put in another $35, right? Because again, it's better than, man, I just lost a 100, 1,000, 5,000. You know, we've had those days. I've had those days, not 5,000. I had a $2,000 day loss, but same thing. You can, right? It's a little bit easier to swallow. And then once you start getting funded, now I'm using other people's money to fund what I want to do, which is make money, bring my money in and pay for my lifestyle, right? So again, good things to look at with futures. The no drawdown thing, it's not like you're hitting the button and automatically you're in red, right? It's depending on the candle and the direction that the candle is going. As soon as you hit and it draws that line across your screen, you're in, right? So again, really good platform that, again, I think a lot of people are just getting into. I think people have been in it for a while. I wish I would have known about this one a couple of years ago before Forex, right? Because I lost a lot of money in Forex before I started becoming better. But we got a big support line right here. That's not breaking. So yeah, so again, these are just the things that I recognize. So sorry about that, but there's a box right here. You guys can see this box. It's different from this box. But this box, this is just where price is moving right now, right? Once it gets out of this box, meaning you're either going to have a breakdown and it's going to finally break below this support line, or it's going to break above this resistance line, then you'll start a new trend, right? But until then, it's going to consolidate. So you'll have these boxes, it'll consolidate, and then all of a sudden it's going to break. So that's another one here, right? So you can see, look at consolidate, bounce, 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 all the way back and forth, bounce, bounce, break, right? Trend. Oh, another box, bounce, 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 bounce. Then it's going to have another break. It's either going to break up or it's going to break down. And once it gets outside of that box, then you can start your trend, get in, right? Get in for a couple candles, get a couple bucks, get out, wait for the new setup. It's going to bounce, 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 set up your box and break. So again, just other things to look at as you move forward and as you guys are trading for you. Some things you guys may not see. You may see these ups and downs going, oh, it's going up and I can get in this buy and I can take a couple candles. Yeah, but that's still part of your consolidation. You don't want to get in that. You want to wait for these breaks, right? Because when you can get into these breaks, usually those are going to force you in that new trend direction. You can see all the trend change, right? It was green for a couple bars here, and then now it's been red all the way down. So again, just another piece of tidbit for you guys to put in your toolbox. All right. Any questions, guys? Again, I'm always available. You guys can hit me up on my number. I put my phone number in chat. I do have a new number, so if you guys need that, it is in the chat I put in there. Also, you guys can hit me up in Telegram if you guys have any questions. But again, just making sure that I'm available for you. I share my wins. I've shared my losses. Some of those accounts that I have passed in the last month, they closed on me. I burned them. So it does happen even when you're following your trends. And sometimes I'm human and I get greedy or I over leverage, same thing. And I don't stick to my rules and then bad things happen. So working on them again, getting them back up. But again, I've been able to do it pretty consistently in the last couple of weeks and going to do it again here with 2 new accounts pretty soon. So let me know if you guys have questions. I will help you guys through it. I will share with you guys emotional trading. I know I am the worst. Yes, absolutely, Shannon. Add my number. It's in there. If you don't have it, it's 760-909-8331. So again, I just changed numbers, 2 months ago. So 760-909-8331. And you guys can have that and give me a call whenever you guys need it. I'll get another alert for a buy. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys very much. Have a good evening. This is recorded. So I will put it in the chat for you guys after I get it done and get it uploaded for you guys so you guys can go back through it again. I also put a link to the Apex so you guys can get that discount if you're interested. Again, make sure you get the full Trade-O-Vate account for $50,000. That's the best bang for your buck. And it did. It jumped up. And then also, we like that buy signal. We'll see if it stays. And then also TopStep is the other one. I don't have a discount code for that, but topstep.com, you can go in there. And then I also put my recording that I did for the Futures Playback, which will give you much more information about futures, the basics, the background that I did a couple months ago when I first was starting this for you guys. So make sure you guys watch that video. That's a good one too. It'll give you all the information, some other indicators on there and how they work as well. And then lastly, if you guys want my indicators on here, let me know and I'll tell you exactly which ones I'm using and what the configurations are to get it. Because again, green, 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 we like that, right? So this looks like it's a green, green, green. So we're going to go ahead for our one and we'll see if that goes up. Because there's everything, it was green, green, green. So may do a little bit of a pullback. Green. See if that continues up. There's my $15. We like that. 25, we like that. Yeah, so I'll take 25 bucks just to show you. Once it's up and it shows you 25 bucks. Now I'm still down 40 for the session. So I've got to make it back 40 bucks or just, it won't kill me. But that's all. That's it. This is going to go back down. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jazz. Appreciate it. Love you. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining. And we will see you guys next time. Again, call me, text me, hit me up on Telegram if you guys have any questions. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great night. See ya.
Man, I got hopes and dreams, hopes and dreams, hopes and dreams. You know that I stay dreaming. You know that I stay dreaming. You know that I got the hopes and dreams, hopes and dreams, hopes and dreams.